Welcome back to Market Pros, and we have Bitcoin here on the 1 hour. We're going to stay on the 1 hour today. Not much has changed, but we will go over what happens next. So first we're going to go over the chart layout so you guys can see what I am seeing, and then we will move on to the analysis. So here we have your moving averages. Yellow being your 21, red being your 50, blue being your 100, and purple being your 200. Next, we have your VPVR here to the right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. Basically, how your volume is vertical, this volume is horizontal. Next, we have your momentum oscillators, one being your RSI, next one being your MACD, which both measure momentum, bullish or bearish. Next, we have your BBWP, which is a volatility measurement. All right, so your moving averages are all below each other, smallest to biggest, but the 21 is curling up. You are above the 21 right now, so it's trying to work its way up above these moving averages. I'm going to go ahead and do this here. And basically, your RSI getting out of that bearish control zone above your signal line. Are we going to find resistance on this neutral median line or not? If we do, and we get rejected and fall right below that signal line, I do expect this to go back into the bearish control zone. MACD, trying to get that fresh cross to the upside. Negative momentum is decreasing. Found some resistance at these last highs right here on the MACD. Now, if we fall below basically where we're at right now, the low we put in, I would expect us to come much lower on the MACD. BBWP is turning around. We are out of the 10 percentile. Moving average even has a positive slope. So as we work our way up there, I would expect the volatility to start. All right, so let's go down to the 15-minute real quick. 15-minute basically going sideways. RSI is in the neutral median zone, in the upper zone above its signal line. MACD just crossing that zero line. Positive momentum is waning a bit, but if we start printing those dark green bars on the histogram and get back above these last highs, I would expect this to go much further. I would probably expect this to come all the way up to 16,600. BBWP on the 15-minute, however, is nosediving. All right, so as soon as it gets back below its moving average, we're probably going to consolidate here for a little bit. We need to turn this BBWP back to the upside in order for the 15-minute to start having some volatility, which is going to pour over into the 1 hour, and then the move will start. All right, so let's go over here. Now we're going to have some major resistance at 16,600, which is the level that we just talked about. You have a bearish supply block right here. You have fallen below the demand block, so you're going to even have some resistance right here. Your stochastic is pointing to the upside. Now, if it is a confirmed, if we do get higher than this last point right here, if we do go up higher on the stochastic and we get a local high below this high at 16,617, we will have bearish divergence and we will be up into the extreme zone. Okay, so if we come up to this this supply block and get rejected, come back down to here at basically 16,560, we will confirm bearish divergence. I would expect us to come back down to this order block at 16,435. All right, so let's go back to the other chart and talk about the bullish and bearish case. All right, so bearish case is that you break these last lows at basically 16,516. If that happens, I would expect us to come down to the wick low at 16,475. If we break that, I do expect quite the bounce at 14,230 or 16,430. But ultimately, I think we would go down to 15.8. This red line is the line in the sand for me. 16,475. Okay, it's basically on the 4 hour, I think. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, it is this last low. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Bullish case is that we break these last range highs at about 16,645. If that happens, I would expect a small rejection from 16,685, basically wherever this 200 ends up by that time. Then I would expect this to come up to 16,800. If we break 16,800, even on a 1 hour closure, I would say that we're going to 18K. All right, so it's either 18K or 15.8. All right, those are the levels I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Your BBWP is turning around. Like I said, I would expect the volatility to continue as long as that 15-minute BBWP turns around. So watch that 15-minute BBWP, watch that 1 hour BBWP, and then look where your momentum oscillators are at that time. That'll kind of point you in the direction you need to go. Let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, subscribe to the channel. Turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. I upload these videos every single day. Sometimes these moves happen directly after I post the video, so definitely watch them as soon as possible. Alright, so here we have Ethereum. Your moving averages have converged. Alright, so we're tight right now. Don't trust the moving averages when we're going sideways unless you're on a very shorter term time frame and they fan out. Bearish, getting out of that bearish control zone, finding some support on that neutral median line. If we can get above this last high, I would expect us to come up to 1198. Basically this last low. If we can get above that neutral median line, get above that last high. MACD, are we getting a test or are we getting a cross? Negative momentum has decreased all the way to 0 on the histogram. If you can get back above the 0 line, I would expect you to come all the way back up here on the MACD, and I would expect you to come to the top of the range high at 1202. BBWP is hitting the floor. All right, so we need to get above that 10% percentile before we even talk about a move. All right, and that's on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 15-minute. 15-minute BBWP is also nosediving below its moving average. So we need to turn that back around, get back above the moving average, and then that's when the volatility will begin. And then that's going to pour over into the 1 hour, and then we'll come back to it. All right, so let's go over the bullish and bearish case. Bullish case is that you break 1202. I would expect a rejection from 1205, probably back down to 1202. Ultimately, I think we would head up to the red zone at 1225. But that's the bullish case. We need to get in the bullish control zone for that. We need to cross that 0 line. We need this BBWP to get above its moving average. All right, bearish case is basically that you break the range low, 1187 region. All right, if that happens, I would expect to bounce down at these wick lows at 1180. Ultimately, I think we would get down to 1080. We are at an inflection point right now. There is a big move coming. Definitely pay attention right now. Definitely stay nimble. And yeah, let's move on to Solana. Solana had quite the bounce. Basically going sideways now. RSI. Neutral median zone. You are above your signal line right now. MACD. Finding some support on that 0 line. Negative momentum is decreasing. BBWP, however, is turning down. If we cross the moving average to the downside, we're probably going to consolidate more. If we turn it around, we're probably either going to go to either 1071 region or $9. Bearish case is that you break the range lows. 968 region and the 100 right here and this VPVR level. I would expect a bounce at 908, possibly even 905. Ultimately, I think we would come down all the way to this last low at 827. After that, take it dollar by dollar, $8, $7, probably $7.50 bounce. You know, take it 50 cents at a time, I would say. And then we'll come back to it as we go down, if we go down. Bullish case is that we break the 200, 1050. We break 1050, I would expect this come up to this breakdown point at 1120, at 1118, and then we'll come back to it. Because if we can break that, I would expect this to come all the way up to 1260. Probably a rejection at 1228 where this VPVR level is, but at that time, by that time, we'll be making another video and we'll keep you updated. Once again, if you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about crypto trading, investing, markets as a whole. We stay ahead of this market collectively. We talk about these moves before they happen. We share our trades. We share our strategies. Definitely join the Discord. All right. And I wish everyone well. Happy New Year. Happy first day of the year. It's time to get these opportunities. It's time to build yourself. And it's time to move ahead, move forward, and take control of the year. Definitely. So I will see you guys tomorrow.